Hello everyone, Saida here. I hope you're all doing well. I haven't posted, excuse me, I haven't posted a video in a while. That's because there have been so many things that have transpired since the last time I posted a video. It's been even longer since I posted an Ascension vlog, and I really do want to post them more because I feel like it's important for me to share my experience on this journey so that you who may also be on the journey have a reference, has something to look at that actually connects to your experience. So I do want to help you in that way. However, as you all may or may not know, the ascension process can be quite complex and have its share of ups and downs. So it's very hard to really have the motivation to post anything when you're in that state of like a down period or even a very high period and you just got so much happening at once. You either don't have the time or have the motivation. So I try to post when I can. You guys know, I love you and I want to help you as best as I can. But anyway, I wanted to come on here and share my experience because so much has changed since the last time I posted a video. So much so that I felt it absolutely necessary for me to come on, even though I'm feeling a little bit out of it, to share this with you just in case you're going through the same thing, either now or maybe in the future. If you go through it, you'll have a sense of support, or a sense of connection to somebody else that also is experiencing or did experience what you're experiencing now or will experience. So this all kind of started um, back in July around the Lionsgate. Okay, when the energy of the Lionsgate really started to come in July, and around that time, I really had a solid idea of what I wanted to do. I was pretty sure. I was like, okay, my career goals are set, and I'm going to take these steps to do what I need to do to get this done. But I got this big burst, this flood of energy around the time of the Lionsgate, which is when I posted the last video that I posted. So you could check that out if you want, if you haven't already. But I got this big flood of energy, and ever since that point, I have no idea. I have no idea what I want to do. So it went from me feeling like, okay, I'm so sure and certain what I want to do, to me feeling as though I have no sense of direction. And that's odd for me, especially because, well, I mean, throughout my life, I've always had some idea of what I wanted to do in terms of career, in terms of, even if it's not a career, just something that I wanted to make a living off of. I've always had some sort of idea of what I wanted to do. And now I'm in this period where I have absolutely no clue. And, you know, part of the problem with this, or why it's a problem, is because I consider myself to be a spiritual person. And for the past few years, I have expressed that in ways that are very conventional, even though spiritual practice can be unconventional to the average person. For those that are already in the community and are already having uh, their experiences in spirituality and their spiritual growth, there are certain paths and certain directions that are typical for spirituality. The healer, the reader, or the mentor, or whatever kinds of um, paths that you can choose as someone who is into spirituality. However, I've gotten to a point on my journey where, because I am no longer associating those skills with my identity, it's gotten to the point where, well, how do I want to express this? Do I want to express it at all in this way? So it's an interesting place to be in, because not only do I not have any sense of direction, like there's nothing at this point that I could say that I really want to do that is a traditional career. I have no idea. But when it comes to what I've been doing for years, I also don't know how I want to express this anymore. Mainly because I feel like it's become so natural to me that it's like, okay, because this is so natural, how am I supposed to express this in a way that people can relate to and can connect to. So it's gotten to the point where it's not so much about, well, I want to be a healer, or because I am a healer, I'm going to do healings. It's more so, well, I am a healer. So regardless of what I do, regardless of what path I choose, that's always going to be a part of who I am. And even with that, it's coming from a different place now. It's not coming from a place of, I am a healer and I'm attached to being a healer. It's, I am a healer and okay, so what? It's like, I'm a healer, I'm intuitive. Great. So regardless of what I do, that's always going to be woven into the fabric of my reality, because it's a part of my individual expression in this lifetime. So I no longer feel like it's necessary for me to choose a path that expresses that as a separate choice of career or hobby or whatever. It's something that's a part of my daily life. So in that sense, it's like, okay, so what do I do now? How am I supposed to express this? It's almost like there is no motivation to express anything that is that can be placed in a box. And that's an odd place to be. It's an odd place to be, because at this point I just feel like I'm just here. I'm just here. It's like the best way that I could say it is, I'm just me. And at this time, I don't feel the need to express that in any particular fashion. So now the question is, okay, so where do I go from here? What's the next step? And I've been reflecting on this, and I've tried my best to resist this process. Even though I've been on this path for years, you could still come to a point where you resist what's happening a little bit because it's uncomfortable. So I've tried to resist it by really trying to dive in and see, like, okay, what am I supposed to do? What am I here for? How am I supposed to express this? With no answers, by the way. No clear answers. What it really helped me to do was to just dig deep into myself and really connect to my baseline energy, like the Saida energy, but it didn't reap any kind of result. I was just able to feel more of who I am, which was very helpful. But in terms of the question that I've been asking, that was not answered. Okay. So doing that didn't really work. So the best thing that I could do at this point is just embrace it. Just embrace it. So if there's a feeling of lack of direction, if there's a feeling of nothingness, lack of motivation, then just embrace it. That's the best thing that I could do right now. And I actually talked to two people that I look up to that are elders and have also been on the Ascension path for many years, and told them about my situation. And they also agreed just to embrace it and to allow whatever is happening to happen, even if it's nothing, just to allow it to occur. And also keeping in mind that that feeling is temporary. That sense is not going to last. Just how everything in life is always changing, this will always change. So that's something that I also want to give to you. If this is something that you're experiencing right now, it's not going to last. At some point, it's going to have to change, as per the cycles of life. At some point, it will have to shift. But that doesn't change the fact that it feels weird. It is a very strange feeling. But at this point, I'm just trying my best to kind of sit with it and to embrace it. And if I feel like doing nothing, just following that, doing nothing, and just paying attention to when I do actually feel like doing something. That's an important lesson too. If anytime, I've talked about this anyway several times. if you, whatever you feel like doing, you have to take action on that, and don't wait on it too long. Okay? Because either it'll really bother you because you're not doing it, or you could, how can I say this? It'll sink back down and you may lose motivation down the line. And it doesn't mean that you weren't supposed to do it. Okay? So whatever you feel like doing, just do it. Okay? So that's what I've been doing. Just doing what I feel like doing. Sometimes it's nothing, sometimes it is something. Even if it's not something that seems like it's going to be life changing, you just never know. It could be the smallest things that could change your life. Um, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there's other stuff that's been going on too that I'm going to wait to discuss because I'm waiting for the right timing to talk about it. But there's been some fundamental changes that have happened to me. Stuff that's more so on a mundane level, so more physical stuff. I'm always going through some sort of spiritual thing. Um, but in terms of like the more relatable things, like on a very human level, like jobs and stuff, the career, that has changed also. But I'm going to talk about that at a later time because there's a lesson in that that I want to share, something that it was very important that I had to learn. But I hope that this video has been helpful to you in some sort of way. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you've been going through, that you have gone through in the past, or um, in any way that you can relate to this. Okay, so I send you so much love, and I'll be posting again soon, hopefully. All right, take care. Bye bye.